I have just completed, along with my co-author, Shaila Chamberlain, CPA, a book that have had in my mind for many, many years. We don't even have a title for it yet. We're thinking it might be called something like Digging for Diamonds in Your Financial Reports. I know, sounds potentially boring, but the reality is most companies that I work with over the years as a consultant or now as president of SoCal Masterminds, most of the companies that we work with don't know how to read their financial statements and don't recognize that there is gold, diamonds, there's amazing capability to generate additional profits just by understanding the financial statements and how to apply them to the business. I'll give you one quick example. A few years ago, I was working with a company and they were losing about $125,000 a year. They finally invited me. I was working as a marketing consultant for them at the time. They invited me to also come in and help with the financials, to take a look at them and see if there's anything I could do. They were a manufacturer and I had been a manufacturer for 28 years, and so I knew quite a bit about their business. I took the financials, and I'm just being straight with you, this is not a brag. It took me 5 minutes to find half of those losses. Their margins that year were running about 5% lower than they had historically. So I go back to the client, I say, you need to raise your prices or lower your costs, one or the other, by 5%. You need to increase your margins by 5%. That'll pick up half of those losses. I put the financial statement, the profit and loss statement down for a while. The next day I picked it up again, I looked again, and lo and behold, there was the other half. Their overhead, their static, absolute overhead, the rent and the cost of administration and such, was also running just about 5% higher for the same sales as it had been historically. I called her up, I said, sorry, you're gonna need to cut some people. You're gonna need to cut something. You're gonna need to find a way to get 5% of that overhead knocked out. If you do that, you'll at least be breaking even. Doesn't always happen, but the client listened. She, the president of this manufacturing company, I won't mention the name, she immediately made these changes, and literally from the month of January to the month of February, she went from losing $25,000 in January to breaking even in February. This is the capability, the possibilities that exist in financial statements. So here's what I'm asking today. If you've stayed with me this long, if you'd be interested in reading that book, I need some people to read it now in the galleys. I need about 5-10 people who'd be willing to read the book and feed back to me. Feedback and say, hey, this part is great, this part stinks. Hey, if you reorganize it a little bit, I just need some readers. I need some folks who'd be willing to just breathe through it real quick. I need it to be done in like 2-3 weeks time. It's gonna be about 175, 200 pages. So if you'd be interested in reading it, randykirk77@gmail. Just send me an email right now, randykirk77@gmail. I'll send you a copy of it in the galleys, and love to have you take a look at it, and that it'd be just a great help. Thank you so much.